Imagine being able to create your own Star Wars adventure, for real. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen when you go to Galaxy's Edge. I finally caught up with the latest news concerning the park, and I'm literally amazed by what I am reading and seeing. Galaxy's Edge isn't going to be some cheap thrill ride like the original Star Tours ride. No offense. Rather, this is quite literally an immersive experience. There are life-size TIE fighters, speeders, the Millennium Falcon, which you can actually go inside of. Just think about that for a second. Now, on planet Earth, we get to go inside of the Millennium Falcon, a literal one-to-one recreation of the fastest ship in the galaxy. Galaxy's Edge is also implementing something I find really smart as far as garnering interest goes. It's giving us a new canon Star Wars story. Except it's not in a book. You experience it at the park. You get to be a part of the story in an extremely literal way. It seems like any guest of the park will be able to have their own unique adventure during their stay. How they will keep track of millions of singular story threads beats me. It also sort of reminds me of Westworld. Speaking of robots, I was finally checking out what the Imagineers came up with for Hondo, and it's so realistic. It is insane how articulate these robotics are. I have gone to the Disney parks a lot as a kid growing up, and I have never ever seen something that looks this real. Now, here's a quote from Clayton Sandel of ABC News in regards to one of the set pieces. Disney has already revealed an artist rendering of a big set piece in Rise of the Resistance, a stormtrooper-filled Star Destroyer hangar. And let me just say, in person, even in its unfinished state, the scale and scope of the hangar took my breath away. There is no illusion. It's a real, massive physical space. You will absolutely feel like you've just been tractor beamed into an actual Star Destroyer. I won't give away the clever engineering sleight of hand that gets you from the surface of Batuu into space, but I can't wait to see people's faces when the door opens, and they're greeted by all the sights, special effects, and sounds for the first time. To me, it sounds like this is going to be truly one of the coolest and perhaps most expensive experiences a Star Wars fan can have, but cost aside, what Galaxy's Edge is doing is one of the most novel ideas for a theme park in a long time. Make the guests actually part of the overarching story. I know when I'm playing Battlefront, and yes, I suck at Battlefront. All I want is to actually go to those planets and to be around that architecture. The immersion at Galaxy's Edge is going to be overwhelming the first time I go. I'm sure I'll get a little teared up at the fact that Star Wars has literally come to life before my very eyes. I'm actually curious what you guys all think about the updates with the park, and like I said, I know it's going to be rather expensive, or at least that's what I've read, but honestly, I can't wait to go, so I'm curious if you guys all feel the same. AT signing off.